Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon, and I'm with the amazing Bree.
Hey, everybody.
And this is the BBL podcast, where BBL stands for Baloney Brings Longevity.
That one's an interesting one.
Right?
I'm glad you had one ready because I did not.
Well, I plan to be the one to do it this week.
Okay.
Because unfortunately we do not have Luke due to some stuff going on in life. He has decided to step away, so we might get him back in the future. We might not, but for the time being, we are not going to have Luke, so we're not going to be able to do our own trivia anymore.
No, we'll have to find somebody else.
We will.
Sinister.
I know. We might have to start. We might have to start doing auditions.
Uh-oh.
I know. And this is only episode 4.
And that means we get to judge people?
We do that anyways.
Okay, yeah, but legitimately. Yes, you can make it or no.
I think it's
In a
more
sanctioned
like a
environment? Is that
vibe check?
Okay.
A vibe check. I think.
Okay. I guess judging is bad, right?
Judging is bad.
Okay.
We have to praise people.
I mean, everybody can use some positive reinforcement. Sometimes you have to tell them when they're doing something really dumb, though.
True. And sometimes
that's what good friends do.
That's true. And sometimes that critique can come in a physical way just to knock some sense into them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't condone violence on this show.
No. It's friendly fire. There we go. So, but
Poke in the shoulder.
Ow. That was a little hard.
I didn't touch you.
No, you did. Don't listen to her. But
You're going to get me in trouble.
yes, I am. All right. So, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the BBL podcast and the BBL After Trivia podcast. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, ain't nobody got any of those here.
I know. But for the time being, it is going to be just me and Bree, which I've already kind of thrown out a name in the hat. We will try to see if we can get them onto the podcast to just kind of see how things go.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to work with scheduling because I don't think they're really available whenever we do our initial recording. So we might have to change it up again.
Changes.
I know.
Good. Interesting.
Yeah. It's annoying, but it sometimes it's needed. So, but since we don't have Luke to do a topic or our own trivia anymore, I don't know. I never really asked you what you wanted to do for a topic of the week. Because there really hasn't been much of an update going on in our lives. There hasn't been anything going on since the last recording. You're mainly watching the games.
Yeah. So the Olympics started. The opening ceremony was Friday night. And if I could watch that full time and not go to work, I 100% would. It's just there's so much stuff. And since it's in Paris, it's not like you have to wake up at midnight to watch everything.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
I mean, it is early, and my lunch hour was definitely taken up by the games today, which 100% worth the watch.
I mean, from what you've been telling me, I can definitely agree. But also, from whatever I've been seeing on social media is okay.
Yeah.
The men's gymnast team, we were talking about that earlier during the game. So there's that. But yeah, so I really don't have a topic. I haven't watched enough of the games to actually say much. So I really don't want to make this week's topic that.
No,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that totally makes sense. Do you want to talk some about your Pokemon stuff?
I mean, we can if you really want that to be the topic this week. Just so that way it's a quick topic.
I mean, okay, so my knowledge of Pokemon is 5 characters. So
yes, which it's Pikachu, I think Charizard, Misty, Brock, and Ash. I think those are the 5 characters.
So I also know about Squirtle.
Okay, so 6.
And the twins, they look like twins to me. The team that they have
Team
an A.
Rocket?
Yeah, Team Rocket.
They have an R.
Sorry. I mean, kind of looks like an A in some
Well, I can
scripts,
see
fonts.
I can see for like the girl shirt that it could be an A, but that's only because it's a crop top and like the middle of it is cut up so high that you can't really see like the curvature of the right side of the R.
Okay, that's fair.
So there's that. Yeah.
There was another one. Oh, there's like a
Oh.
as far as another one that I am aware of. So is it? There's two more that I can think of.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but it's like
Do the best thing.
Mewtwo. Mew.
No, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mew and Mewtwo. Yeah, no, you got that right. Yeah,
Okay.
good job. Good job.
And then there's like a little turtle looking one.
There's a lot of turtles.
He's like blue and has like a green shell, but it looks like it has leaves out of it. Bulbasaur. No, that's not right.
Bulbasaur is the name of a Pokemon. It is not a turtle.
Not the one that I just described. Okay.
No, I mean, knowing the name and all that, like, yeah, please look it up. You will kind of see that, like, he's not a turtle. He's more of a toad.
Okay.
Because Squirtle.
Oh yeah, see that is the one that I was kind of thinking of.
Okay, no, I figured because
I guess. Yeah, I guess the whole like leaf thing on the back makes me think of
he is a bulb, like a bulb,
like a tulip bulb. Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. So.
So I know that they exist, and I know they have like evolutions, and they like the games were different colors.
Right.
But that's yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
that's what I got.
The first games actually ever released in Japan on February 27th, 1996.
Well, dang, bro.
I know. I don't know where that came from. That was a little too much for me. I'm sorry.
Words are hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're only doing a podcast where most of the time it's words.
You know what? At least sometimes it's entertaining.
That's true. So, okay. 1996, February 27th is when the first set of games came out.
Okay.
That was originally red and green in Japan.
Okay.
Then I don't remember the year that it came to America, but before it came to America, the green version was so glitchy and buggy that they actually had to release a third game before it came to us. And that is where we get the blue version.
Haha, that was going to be my guess, but I didn't want to say it in case I was totally wrong.
Yeah. Well, no. If you want to take a guess, go for it. Like
Okay.
I'm here to explain. That's why it's the topic of the week, apparently.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. So, but because they couldn't really fix green, that is why when it came to America, it was just red and blue.
Okay.
And that's actually what the character, like the main two characters are based off of. So your player character in the manga is red.
Okay.
And then your rival character initially is actually green.
Oh.
But in America, it's blue.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so his name in America is blue. In Japan, his name is green.
Okay.
Now, later on, we are going to be introduced to another character whose name is green. But that is like when Fire Red Leaf Green came out.
Okay.
And then they introduced a girl character who is green. Yeah.
All right. Then.
Now, before green came along, though, like the character, there was another game for the first generation.
Yellow.
Yellow, that's right. Yes. And that one also had its own manga character whose name was Yellow.
Can I just say that I would prefer them have done the primary colors and then green? Because red and green makes me think of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And then you had red and blue, and you threw yellow in there. I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you...
So the
colors,
reason,
man.
Well, but the reason behind it is because of the starter Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, so red was for Charizard, green was for Venusaur, the evolution of Bulbasaur.
Okay.
And then blue was actually for Blastoise, which is the evolution of Squirtle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what that's why they did it that way. Because every single generation, there are 3 starter Pokemon that is either grass, fire, or water type.
Okay. Well, then what's yellow?
Yellow is electric.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yellow.
Pikachu.
Yellow is Pikachu.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, but that's how it is for each generation. But they don't have an electric starter for each generation.
Okay.
They only did that for the yellow version because that was actually based off. They based it off more of the anime with Ash and his Pikachu for the yellow version. So
Okay.
they changed like a few things from the red and blue green games in the yellow game to match the anime.
Okay, yeah. I mean that makes sense. Like you get fans, and then they like that's what they recognize, and then of course you need to evolve your product to appeal
Right.
and make sense. So
Right. Well, and then after that, and then I think it was like 99. Yeah, 99. That's when we actually move on to generation 2.
okay, so 3 years from
3
1
years.
to 2.
Yeah. 3
Okay.
years. This is like after it's been a big hit in both Japan and America. Like it's already moved to America at this time. I think it moved over in 98. So yeah, not bad. But in 99, that is when we got gold and silver.
Okay.
Now these two, their mascots, their box art mascots, aren't based off the starters. This is where we start getting away from those and start getting what we call the box art legendary.
Okay.
So gold had Ho-Oh.
No clue.
Yeah, it's a rainbow bird.
Oh, okay.
It's a rainbow bird. It's a fire flying type. Its whole thing is that there was a tower in a town called Eckertique City that got burned down because some people got jealous about the fact that Ho-Oh would come and grace its presence to the people and give gifts of life and all that.
so this is a storyline for that game.
This is a
Okay.
storyline.
I thought at first you were starting to tell me about something that actually happened that like, and they were inspired to make this Pokemon character because of that. But good to know.
I mean, there's
nobody
a
actually burned the tower down.
Well, no, but like a lot of the
time.
stuff that happens in the Pokemon games, they do actually have it related to real life events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a fun fact. Like, that's actually something that me and Sierra were talking about when her boyfriend like showed her a picture of a place that they went to in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the very Japan traditional thing. Yeah, that's a real thing that like also happened in the game.
Oh okay.
Yeah. So.
Very interesting.
So, well, the story for Ho-Oh is that because of the burning tower, there were actually 3 Pokemon that got caught in the tower and burned and like died. But Ho-Oh used its powers of reviving to bring them back to life, and we got 3 new legendaries from
Okay.
them. So, and we call them the Sacred Dog, or like the Legendary Dogs, or Legendary Beast. So, that's Ho-Oh's thing. Lugia, who is the mascot for Silver,
okay.
is supposedly the guardian of the sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
And
a serpent-looking thing was my guess.
no.
Fish?
No, they're both birds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I tried.
I know. I'll have to show you a
Those
picture.
pelicans.
Well, this is not a pelican, honestly. No.
Feeling. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
couldn't.
done.
No, I couldn't tell. I could not tell you for Lugia, honestly. I'll have to show you a picture of Lugia. It's actually really pretty.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely
but
not a pelican then.
no, definitely not. No. But Lugia is in charge of the 3 legendary birds that were actually part of Generation 1,
Okay.
which is Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So, I know. You'd love Articuno because it's a beautiful ice type.
Okay.
Ice types are either like horrendous or like graceful and beautiful. Like,
So I would relate more to the horrendous, but I would like the look of the graceful and
no,
beautiful.
no.
Dude, I'm a klutz.
Okay, no, that's not. No, that's nothing. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but fun fact about the 3 legendary birds that I just told you about. Apparently, they have something to do with like water itself. So it takes ice and fire to melt, no, to work together to melt to become like the water of the sea, like the sun in the sky, the ice of icebergs and Antarctica and all that.
Okay, yeah.
And then the electricity that Zapdos is, because Moltres is the fire, Articuno is the ice. Zapdos is the electric current of the seas. Yeah, so it's actually pretty cool. I've found that like out like not too long ago.
You learn new things every day.
Right. Let's see. And then of course the 3 beasts that I told you about were Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, and it's water, electric, fire.
Okay, I feel like I've heard Raikou before, but you may have just thrown it out there at one
Maybe.
point.
I don't know.
So, question while we're talking about the history of all this. What made you like so interested in Pokemon?
So this is actually something that started whenever I was like about 9.
Okay.
Because I believe that's when the anime like came to America. There was a random show that popped up on the television. I don't remember what we were on or all that jazz. But like it popped up. I was like, oh, hey, this is interesting. Found out that it was Pokemon. But apparently it was a random episode that showed up that should not have been episode 1.
Oh.
Because it was an episode later on. So that's what kind of caught my interest. Well, never saw anything like about it again months later. And then I find out about Pokemon. I think it was initially a commercial for the anime.
Okay.
And then whenever I started watching the anime, because my parents didn't like it and all that, but like they were trying to stop me, but I think that just kind of pushed me farther.
Rebellion.
Yes.
Anarchy.
Mutiny. But yeah, so like that's kind of what got me started. Actually playing the games and kind of learning more and all that, and just like seeing all the different creatures and all that. That helped me get more into Pokemon. But what really like drove the nail into the coffin was when Generation 4 and 5 came out. I found out about competitive battling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the tournaments and all that I like we'll be talking a lot about in the future. But that's also whenever they like had internet access that you could play with anyone around the world. That's when that started, was Generation 4. So because of that, it really increased the amount of people that you can communicate with. So, but yeah.
No, I mean that's interesting.
Everyone's got their origin story.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think I've ever had like that close of a, yes, I want to do this all the time. I want to talk about it. Like just know all the things. Like, and I mean, I think that's cool.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it also like was one of those things that my parents didn't really like it. They would ground me from it whenever I like did something. But granted, I found out about Pokemon during a time where I was just not a good kid.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So Rebellion was on point.
Yes. Yes, but I really couldn't tell you why, or at least I don't remember why.
I mean, I think there's a fair amount of us that are like that though.
Yeah.
Like we're just like, we just don't want to like.
Well, this was when I was like 4th grade.
Yeah.
4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, relatable.
I guess so. But okay, well, I've got a few more minutes to talk about the topic, and then we've got to move on to like our trivia game for tonight.
So can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Have you only done the video games, or did you also have the cards?
I did try the card games.
Okay.
I did. Every once in a while, I'll be in the mood to like go buy the cards just to have the cards and all that. So, but yes, I did. That requires not only thought, like, but it also requires luck.
Okay.
And when it comes to my luck in card games, like it can go either really great or just like I've had to redraw my hand 5 times and they should have disqualified me 2 redraws ago.
Oh man.
Yes. Now, and granted, like the term for that is mulligan. I don't know if it's used for a lot, but I know it's used for Magic. I know it's used for Pokemon, kind of.
I think it's used in golf.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but see,
It made me mean something totally different, though. I don't remember.
I've never looked into that. So, but no. But then, of course, there's more than just the like card games and the Switch games currently. We also have Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is its own like competitive battling season. There's also Pokemon Unite, which is like League of Legends. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it. I've never really I don't video game hardly at all. So
I mean, that's understandable. You're a sports wall person.
they say esports. Yeah, no, I couldn't do that.
No. Let's see. So to explain League of Legends and Pokemon Unite in the simplest terms, so that way I don't piss off people, because I will say this, and because this is true, League of Legends players are very toxic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get mad at the toxic people, but it's just like, you're kind of part of it. But
Toxicity breeds toxicity.
Unfortunately. So, but how it is that there are 2 teams of like 5 or 6. I don't remember, and it could be different for each game. But then each player gets to choose a different character.
Okay.
For League of Legends, I think there's like 100 different characters that you can choose from that each do like their own thing.
Right.
For Pokemon, they don't have as many as that, but they definitely have like a good amount that you can do whatever you want. And granted, there is a meta. So like there's definitely like, you want this team. Yeah. So, but, and then apparently, because I've never played Unite.
Okay.
I'm not really interested in those kind of games.
Yeah.
But apparently, one person on each team for Pokemon Unite will get to select a Pokemon that is banned from the game.
Okay.
From all available characters, only 2 people, like from the entire match, will get to ban 2 Pokemon.
Okay.
While for League of Legends, I think it's like 2 people on each team.
Oh.
And I think they get to choose more than one. So, either way, I don't League of Legends. I don't really Pokemon Unite, but
yeah.
Let's see. And then, of course, there's the Pokemon merch, like the plushies and all that. So, yeah, that's really it when it comes to
It's like a massive media empire, basically.
Yes.
There's so many different platforms, methods,
there really are
production things.
No, there are. So, but no, I guess we'll just have to say that this is part 1 of my Pokemon talk, because I only got to do like generation 1 and 2. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. No, you had questions. I'm here to teach. So like, I'm not upset about it. No. But like we also have like 7 other generations, and fun fact, each generation has like a theme to it.
Okay.
So like generation 1, it's all about genetics.
Okay.
And generation 2, it's, oh God, I want to say it's history.
Okay.
So like that's what it was themed after. And generation 2 was supposed to be like the last game.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they've gone way past that.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
because of the popularity of it, they were like, well, I guess we got to continue this.
Oh, darn.
So, oh no, more money.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that is my, that is part 1 of my Pokemon topic. So we'll have to see like what we choose next.
It was interesting. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know what we're going to do next week, but if there's some fun Pokemon knowledge that you want to drop on us, just either leave a comment either on YouTube or Spotify. Hopefully this is on Apple Podcast by the time that this episode is up, but who knows? So, but now it's time to move on to our post trivia game. So Bree, I'm going to let you lead this one for tonight's game. I will say that tonight's game was a lot better than last week's.
Yes, it definitely was. We started out like gangbusters this time, actually. So, like, the first question was, what song does Donkey lead the characters in at the end of Shrek?
Right. Oh my gosh. No, like I could hear it playing in my head, but it's just like, what is the name of that song?
So I could see the characters in my head, and I was like, okay, cool. But for some stinking reason, the only actual song that was coming out and was actually the vision in my head morphed into was the end of Ella Enchanted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I love Anne Hathaway, but that is not what I need right now.
No. Well, and see, like, I could see the characters, but then it was kind of a mixture of 1 and 2 because they do like the American Idol version for the Far, Far Away. So, like, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, no. So I'm really glad that it was actually Luke who remembered that it was I'm not a believer.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. Oh my God.
I couldn't leave her if I tried.
If I tried.
Yeah, no, there's not actually singing that's going to be happening on this thing.
No. So, but round 1, we got all the questions right.
All of them.
All the questions right. Yeah. So, what's the next one?
The next interesting one?
Yeah, go for it.
So
you're taking lead on this one.
So to start off round 2. So the question is, he had some help, but they had some help.
This question.
But to beat Taylor Swift with the number of top 10 hits, maybe number 1 hits on the charts.
Number 1
hits on the charts. But it was quantity. For some reason, I was thinking that it was like number of weeks consecutively. And I was like, somebody did that recently, but okay. But like I had some help was in the question. Right. Which is I thought a Morgan Wallen song featuring Post Malone. And then when we were talking about the consecutive weeks, which I think you and I most thought.
Well, I thought of it in a different direction. Okay. I thought it out of like more popularity. So that's why I went with the answer that I.
Yeah, because you and Sierra both brought up Fortnite that featured Post Malone as well.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, it's Morgan Wallen. Like that's a Morgan Wallen song. I had some help. And like, come on, like what the heck? And so Luke was like, no, it's a Post Malone song. It's a Post Malone song. It's going to be Post Malone. And we're like, okay. And so then we were talking about the fact he's featured on Fortnite and that. And like,
and also another song. And then, of course, we had Storm hosting tonight, who apparently had a lot going on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll have to tell you later. But apparently she did have a lot going on because me and Brandon were kind of joking around with her a little bit whenever she came in and all that, and
okay,
so
I hope things settle down.
I do hope that things like go okay for her, but yeah. So, but either way, because we had Storm,
she usually does hints.
And so the song that we were listening to while waiting as our timer to turn in an answer, it was a Morgan Wallen song.
Yeah, it was Whiskey Glasses. Yeah.
So, but of course that also kind of furthered our point of then it has
Morgan
to be
Wallen.
Well,
because she had played a different song for the Shrek thing. She had played
wasn't it another Shrek movie?
Yeah, it was from this. It was from the same movie. It was from the first one. I can't remember which song. It wasn't All Star.
Oh, was it not?
I don't think so. It may have been.
I think so.
Okay. It was a different song from the first Shrek. But she was like, yeah, I tricked you guys after because the answer was I'm a believer to that one. And so we turned around and we were like, well, maybe she's tricking us and she wants us to say Morgan Wallen, but it should actually be Post Malone. So we ended up writing Post Malone. I would just like to say that the correct answer was Morgan Wallen.
Yep. Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. So congratulations, Mr. Morgan Wallen.
You're popular.
Yeah.
You're popular. Good job.
You're wrong.
Yeah, we got your question wrong, even though I think we got points for it anyways, but that wasn't us.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, me either. We'll explain that in a bit. So, but all right, what's next?
So the
All right, you talked about the round 3 question that we got wrong?
No,
No?
I was gonna leave that one alone.
Oh, why? Why?
Well, we can talk about that one. So it was what year plus or minus 2 did Facebook hit 1 billion, become like the first social media platform or something with 1 billion followers?
I don't think
members. Maybe not first.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. I think it was more just like when did Facebook hit 1 billion? So because there was probably something that hit 1 billion first before Facebook. So who knows? Either way, but yeah, no. What year did Facebook hit 1 billion users on it? And we had a range of two. Either way.
Yep.
I don't remember the logic on that one. It was hard to hear the table because it was very loud tonight. The World of Beer was busting tonight.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
It was
busy.
a lot of people there, so good for them. I don't know that there was much logic besides I think it's this. So number was 2008 was the number that was given as an answer.
Yeah, Luke is the one that threw that number out. And we were all like, well, I mean, it makes sense because like Facebook really kicked off in the mid 2000s and like it was very popular when we were in high school, when the two of us were in high school.
Yeah, I think that was about the year that like I moved towns where we were living in, and so like I was allowed to get social media. I mean, I was going into 8th grade, so like I was as scary as it is out there. Like I think my parents were perfectly well in the right to be like, you don't need that yet. When I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade.
Oh yeah, no.
So the reason it was like allowed was because like I wanted to keep up with some of my friends that were where I moved from. Right.
Well, and then of course I was kind of in the same way because about that time frame, like it was MySpace. Yeah. So and then I wanted to use MySpace to like stay in touch with my Bandcamp friends. So yeah, no, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So. But I think it was mainly because it was a good, like, what was it, 2006 to 2010 would have been our range if, like, we stuck with 2008. Unfortunately, that was incorrect.
Yeah.
But
turns out 2008 was actually the year, I believe Storm said that they hit 100,000 followers or users. 100 million. Yeah, sorry, 100 million users. So... not bad.
Yeah, so like 2008 was still like pretty significant for Facebook. So, but no, the year that it hit 1 billion was 2012.
Yep, and I was so close to saying maybe we should just up it to 2010 before we turned it in, and I was like, no.
No, and that thought did cross my mind too. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything on that one.
It
happens. It happens. All right, what's our next question?
So this one, I was a little ashamed. I
Why?
knew the answer. So the question was, which of the Kardashians recently hosted
this one
a 40th birthday party with the theme of like denim and diamonds?
Yeah.
And I was like,
I should have.
It was Chloe. Like it popped off. It was Chloe.
I wanted to slip Storm a 20, just to be like, can we skip this question? Like, I'm sorry, I don't keep up with the Kardashians. I never have.
Yeah, I was like, I'm kind of ashamed that I know this, but at least I got his points.
You got his points. So. Yes. So I mean, it's not bad to be knowledgeable,
aware of things.
Right. No, that's a great way to say it. To be aware. So, all right. And then, of course, our halftime question we got really easily. I don't think we had. Yeah, no, we did.
Well, okay, so we knew one of the answers.
No, we knew two of them.
Two of the answers. Okay, yeah. So
and then it was a 50-50, and we just happened to get it right, honestly. So I don't know if we really want to talk about it, but it was basically just like matching the band members to their band.
Yeah, the lead singers to the bands.
Yeah, that's it. So, like, yeah, we got that one. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm not always the best on the music one, so I usually let you guys take the lead for that.
Well, Brandon and Dylan did an
Yeah,
amazing,
for real.
Yeah, they did that one. So good job to you two. Okay, so the second half of the game, that's kind of where we went. Ooh.
See, but the fourth round also went really well.
Right.
Surprisingly well to to some people's.
Well, yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
kind of an easy round for us.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the
was
Toys
the-
and Games one too?
Yeah, that was the Toys and Games one.
Right. I'm sorry. I will have to talk about this
Yeah,
one.
go ahead.
Like, I don't remember the question exactly. All I remember is that when we turned it into Storm, she immediately looked at us and was like, "You played this game? Like, you know what this is? Oh my God."
Yeah.
Like,
It
she
was-
didn't even know what it was.
Yeah. So it was like, what game is it called? Like a squabble, something like that. It's like an SQU something word. When a wink lands on a wink.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, a wink, it's got to be Tiddlywinks. Like, I don't think I've ever played the game, but I've opened it before.
Oh,
I think it was at my
yeah.
grandparents' house.
Yeah.
But yeah, other Brandon and I was like, Tiddlywinks. And he was like, yeah, Tiddlywinks. And so we were like, that's got to be it. Never, like, half the people at the table were like, what?
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
yeah, they're the little like disc things.
No, see, the whenever you say a little disc things, I think of Pogs.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't remember exactly, but I remember that they were like little chips that you would have one flat on a little stand Pog,
Okay.
and you'd have to kind of like flick it.
Okay.
And past that, I don't remember. Like, it was popular for a little bit whenever I was in elementary school, but past that, that's the only time in my life I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it like on TV, but it's just like, I still don't understand it.
No, I mean, like, Tiddlywinks is just, the words are just wild. Like, the thing that you use to kind of like flip the little winks, which are the small discs, is a large disc. It's called a squidger.
A squidger.
Yeah, that's what happens when I Google things after we answer the question to
After
see
midnight.
if I was right. But yeah,
I
that
get
one was a
that.
fun one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, like that, again, like that was one that I just remember
Yeah.
her
The
reaction
shock
to
of,
it.
of her. Yeah. She was like, what? And then only two of the teams that were playing got it right.
Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't the Brady Bunch.
Oh, okay.
Or at least I don't think it was.
Okay.
So, all right. What's the next question we're talking about?
The largest country with based on population that starts with an A.
Oh, yes.
And for a bonus point, the largest country that starts with an A by landmass. Or by area.
By area.
Yeah.
So we kind of threw some stuff around and all that. This was about when I could not hear because that
It got super busy.
Yes, it got busier. And so like poor Dylan and his food. He didn't get it till like we were leaving. So but thankfully they were nice enough to comp his meal and he was still able to like take it. But,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So yeah. We threw out so many different names, but thankfully you and Dylan like threw out the two that it was just like, well, no, it has to be this one for this and then this one for the other.
Yeah, like Australia was the first thing that I heard Dylan throw out. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the area one.
Well, it was Antarctica was also thrown out.
Oh,
Yeah. Or at least I could have sworn Antarctica.
I don't know. I don't think that.
But see, that's a
it's-
continent,
I was
not
about to
a
say,
country.
I don't think that it has any like country
not the
ties or anything to it. Like, I think people own land over there, like different countries, but I think it's more of like a shared research facility, if I'm remembering correctly.
I
also
wanna
could
say
be
you're
completely
right.
wrong.
But I want to say you're right. No. But no, yeah, and then while Australia is not only a continent but also a country that has different states in it.
yeah.
So no, yeah, so that was the answer for our area one.
Yeah.
And then our population, that was Argentina.
Yes.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's that. And then, because I'm like, okay, well, it's a fairly large country in
South
South America. "Cool, buddy." And I was like,
know.
and most of those countries down there are pretty populous and like densely populated. But like just to be certain, like we all started throwing out a bunch of A country names. And
Brandon was spitting those out like, oh my gosh, he is a smart guy.
yeah,
We don't give him a lot of credit when we really should.
yeah.
So, but he is also kind of quiet sometimes. So,
And sometimes it's like, you got to fight for this, bro.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Then again, we always say that after the fact.
Yes. And I should have fought for the last question, but I think we'll talk about
We'll
that
talk
when we
about
get
that.
there.
Yeah.
So, all right. What's the next question we're going to talk about?
I vote we go to the final wager of death question.
The final question of the night?
Yep.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. I will let you explain this one and then I will.
Okay, so it was what was it? Board game
members.
or
numbers.
Okay, I was like members. Yeah, so board game numbers. So you had to list the. So we were given 4 different prompts, and the number associated with that we had to put in order from
Most to least.
yeah. I was like, sometimes it's the other way around. So
Yes.
yeah. So most to least. So we had the number of color sets on a Monopoly board. The number of different types of ships in Battleship. Like classic. These are all like the classic versions.
Yeah, all the classic. All the classic. And then the number of weapons in Classic Clue.
And the number of ailments in Operation. Listeners, if you were, I'm sure you can tell where this went wrong.
So, okay. So while I was trying to figure out like the color sets of Monopoly, Luke had already figured it out. And whenever he said like his number for that, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was putting a little too much effort into it. It was like, wait, no. But
Yeah. So it was 8.
It was 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 colors on each side. So there's that. Then the number of the number of ships.
Yep. Dylan and Brandon figured that one out. So you've got a 5, a 4.
No, not a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay,
a 5,
I see what you're doing.
a 4,
Yeah.
2
threes,
and 1
2.
2. Yep. So
That would be 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 5 of the ships, 8 color sets. The number of weapons in Clue, we were like, okay, look, we're gonna write them down. So we were like, boom, 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 boom. Here we go, in the closet with the wrench or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but there's 6
So,
of them.
Right.
There were 6. And now here is where operations. Now, before we even set a number for operations, I made a list, and that is the list that we should have turned in.
Yeah, because we were like, well, it's plenty. Like it's a dude. It's got a lot of different things. So we think that it's more than Monopoly.
Right.
And then we started thinking too hard.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, well, it's 5, 6, 8.
And then Luke was like, well, then it's got to be 7 because like it's 8, 6, and 5. So 7's got to be there. It's like, I really, no. So
Sometimes it is like that, though.
no, it is never. It is never like that.
Oh, is this like the box question from the SpongeBob thing where we had a whole bunch that were like right together and then one that was like 300?
Yes.
Ugh, that was awful.
Yes. No. So if you are ever doing a trivia game like this, I don't want to say the company name because like,
Yeah, not worth it.
well, not worth it. And then like it could literally be at any trivia that you play. Do not expect it to be in any specific order.
Yeah, I was like, don't expect patterns.
No. The only pattern is going to be, they share the same name. They share there will be a theme, but there will not be a pattern of any kind. So like whenever it was said that it's got to be 5, 6, 7, 8, I was against that. I was against that because it's never been like that. Like there was one night that I played with Brandon and Becky at another trivia location, and like we were looking at the list, and it almost was the exact order that the host had set it.
Okay.
And it was just like, no, that cannot be it. Granted, I was right. Literally, we just needed to move one of the items. That's it. But
yeah. So that prompted a diagram with trying to like figure out what all the things were, and like we were like, okay, we know there's something in the brain, we know that there's an Adam's apple, there's a wishbone, there's a funny bone, there's what there was a rubber band,
but I couldn't remember where it was. There was a Charlie horse.
I think that's all that we had written down.
We also did the butterflies in the stomach.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all that we could remember, which that ended up being
It was like
7.
Yeah, it was like 7. And we were like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It can't be right.
There were other things that we were thinking of,
but we couldn't remember exactly what they were.
Well, and then we were also like, no, that can't be it.
Yeah.
So, but no, for operation, because we looked it up after we turned in the answer and all that. For operation, there are 12 ailments in the classic. No, 13. 13.
Yeah.
13. So, yeah.
The order that you had it in was Operation Monopoly, Battleship, and
Clue,
Clue, then Battleship. Sorry, and then we flip-flopped Operation and Monopoly.
Yep.
Because we had 7 instead of 12, 13. Yep. So, yeah, it was and we were so confident.
So confident that we bet all but 7 of our points. Now, granted, I will say for the first half of the game, we had 53 points. And then before the wager of death, we had 109.
Yeah.
So, like, we had the points, and then second place was like 105. So we were up by 4. And so we were really confident. That's why we were like, okay, yeah, we'll do this, but then just to be like extra.
Just in case they do anything more.
Well, just to be extra mean.
We'll win by 1.
Yeah, we'll win by 1 point.
We should really stop doing that. It never comes out well for us.
It doesn't. Luke, if you're listening to this, we're going to stop that.
If we remember.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so we ended up out of 8 teams in 7th place
with 7 points. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, and I said this earlier, but every time Storm hosts, somehow my math is wrong. Like it's either wrong on the first half or the second half, not both halves, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's always wrong on one or the other.
Come on, man, bring your calculator.
No. Okay, so this is where I think, like, because of how busy it was, I think she accidentally gave us the points for the 2 questions that we missed.
Oh, in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but of course we can't really prove that, and we also wanted the points. But it's just like, okay, what? Huh? I think we were like a little too confused to be able to like try to fight it, but also again, we wanted the points.
Most of the time when I was honest about somebody giving me extra points, like in school, they'd be like, okay, you were honest, here, you get to keep them. I'm like, thank you.
Honestly, the only thing that would have changed is that we would have been in second place before the wager of death with 2 points.
Yeah, by 2 points.
Yeah, by 2 points,
Yeah.
and then like ahead of third place by 3. Like that would have been the only difference.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, even if we had done like our standard, we're not going to wager anything because we're not certain, we still would have been like 4th or 5th. Because I think everybody, like a solid number of the other teams, bet a decent amount and got it right. So
yeah, I usually write that down, but again, it was getting loud. My hearing is going out, unfortunately. And I'm not even in my 40s. I'm like in my mid 30s.
I'm sorry.
I know, same.
I mean, I got up earlier and couldn't walk, and so I was like, I'm old. I was like a hitch in my hip, and I was like, good Lord.
Honestly, I think we might need to get a new table. Now, granted, we only got that table because originally the team that was there, we thought was cheating.
Yep.
So we decided to take over that table to stop them.
Yeah.
So
we're like, we're going to sit in the suspicious location because the host knows us, and
right.
Like we get a hard time.
Well,
anyway.
y'all started doing that whenever I was. I think, yeah. It was like close to like whenever I was about to leave.
I was like, I think it was like really close to the transfer period, or whatever.
Something like that.
You transition. There we go. Not transfer, transition. Oh.
So, but no, we really haven't seen that team since.
No, they like would show up occasionally, but not. Then they'd sit like right in front, and then it's pretty obvious if you're on your phones and you get a perfect score.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but all right, Miss Bree, I think that is it for us. Go ahead and tell us the socials.
Yeah. So if you don't forget to subscribe, we are on YouTube and on Spotify at BBL After Trivia. Also, we have an email address. It is bbl.aftertrivia@gmail.com. All lowercase, no spaces. So don't forget to give us a like and a follow.
Yeah, follow, please share with your friends. If you have any questions or any things that you want to share, about what we talked about for today's topic. Again, that was Pokemon Part 1. But yeah, we would love to hear your stories. If you have played Pokemon, how did you get started?
Yeah.
We want to hear from y'all.
Definitely.
So please give us an email, comment, share, please.
We need more friends.
We need more friends. We want to hear from you. But with that
only
is
slightly pitiful.
only slightly. So, but thank you so much. This has been another episode of BBL After Trivia podcast. I've been Brandon.
And I'm Bree.
And we will be back later.
See ya.
Bye.